vertical white and green striped kits. Pitt in the road blue with the gold trim. First road test for this Pitt Panther team brings us to our first storyline of the evening. Road woes for Pitt. They've struggled away from Ambrose Urbanic Field last year, just a 2-4-2 record away, finished with a -2 goal differential. They've dropped 2 of their last 3 road openers. As the whistle sounds from Brandon Marion, our head referee, and we are underway here for this top 15 clash between Marshall and Pitt. Panthers progressing toward that final third as the transfer Morris Duggan will clear it away. It'll be a throw in given to Pitt. Both these teams, Kyle, really like those possession numbers, the heavy possession numbers. It's not really about the final score line. They just want to control the match. What gives in a match?
Fala pessoal, boa noite, jogo começando. Vi que o Gustavo, o Felipe e o Iago estão aqui brasileiros. Deve aparecer alguns americanos só para assistir o jogo também. Eu vou só pegar os duas equipes titulares no site para trazer essa parte de estatística para vocês. Então, deixar rodando o jogo um pouco, depois a gente vem comentar mais. Jogaço, Pitt, atual número 2, Marshall, atual número 11, brasileiros dos dois lados, duas equipes que gostam de jogar com a bola no chão, então maior nível possível de college vocês vão encontrar aí hoje. Então já eu volto para falar quem está de titular, quem que está começando no banco que pode entrar e tudo isso a gente vai seguindo, beleza? Valeu, boa noite para todo mundo aí, já volto aí.
Jackson Walty gave it up, a second-team All-ACC player last year, second straight year on that team, 20 starts a season ago, and now here come the Panthers, prowling in that final third. The win over West Virginia for Pitt propelled them to, this was shocking considering the amount of success they've had lately. First time in program history, they've opened a campaign with 2 consecutive wins over ranked squads, looking for a third one tonight. When we talked to Jay Vidovich earlier in the week, we talked about this atmosphere. We see people still filing in, a capacity crowd expected. You know that things obviously are not going to be on Pitt's side in terms of the atmosphere, an extra layer to this challenge.
Yeah, he seems pretty confident though. You know, just the way he said his team has prepared this week and for this match, you know, he didn't really seem too phased, you know, knowing the atmosphere.
Moving forward, Vega able to stick his foot in, cut that out, and it's won back by Learman. Another one of these stretch balls forward. That finds the foot of Valentin Noel, the senior from France. He and Colin Maciunas battling there deep in that near corner, and it will be a corner kick awarded by Brandon Marion, first of this match. The Thundering Herd lead the nation in corners per match, now getting a little taste of their own medicine early, as it will be Rodrigo Almeida, the graduate senior from Brazil, set to take this. The short corner taken here by the Panthers, looking to set something up, and Bell reads it well. Into the open space, Matthew Bell, the freshman. Bell going one-on-one there with the defender. Now cuts it back to the middle. Yosef, onside play. Something early for Marshall as that shot blocked away. Great defending there by Jackson Gilman. Herd able to settle on it, and now we'll sort of reset that possession. So we see Pitt kind of easing into things. Marshall opting to go the other way, sort of all gas, no brakes early on.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about pregame. You know, just we have the attacking talent. You know, Marshall is definitely, you know, you look at those three forwards, you know, they have a good change of pace. And when you can counter like that, that's definitely going to create some opportunities, you know, early on.
Maciunas will guide it over to Milo Yosef. And instead, it's out off of a Pitt player. That will be a throw in for Colin Masiunas. Alex Bamford, the sophomore from London, England, getting a lot of run there on the back line. Of course, Marshall has had to do some shifting there with the graduation of players like a Jan-Erik Leinhos and the loss of other players to the professional ranks. Bell thought he was impeded there, and Brandon Marion agrees. That'll be a free kick for Marshall.
Big shoes to fill there in the back with the departures.
A defensive stalwart like a Jan-Erik Leinhos, who started so many matches consecutively in his career for Marshall in one of these green and white shirts. Those are big shoes to fill if you're Alex Bamford. That'll be a free kick given.
Good tactical foul there. You know, in games like this, you know, you look at set pieces. Obviously, you know, Pitt had the corner, Marshall the free kick. You know, those are opportunities that you can't just give away easily, because that could be the difference of winning or losing a game like this.
Gilman will survey and opts to get it back to Galena. Joseph will have this throw for Marshall right in front of the substitution area. Instead, it'll be Masiunas. We talked about that conversation we had with Jay Vidovich earlier in the week, Pitt's 8th-year head coach, and we asked him. He said ahead of that West Virginia match that, we're not very good right now, and this is on the heels of taking down the number 2 team. We asked him, hey, are you where you want to be? And I loved his quote. He said, no good team is ever where they want to be. Obviously, they're where they want to be results-wise, but no good team is where they want to be. And I find that sort of mentality so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to have, though, as a head coach, the confidence, and obviously he's hungry, and he wants his players to be hungry too. This is a very talented squad, and they have high expectations this year.
Walty collides with Vega, the freshman. It will be, initially Joseph thought it was a throw in, and it will be a throw on this near side. A look here at this replay of it. Masiunas tried to walk the line, and the defender had other ideas. That's Valentin Noel that was pressuring him. Nice move by Vega, able to swing past one defender and cut out at the last moment by Pittsburgh. Kyle, sort of a rough start here for both teams. We've seen a handful of fouls early on, as you mentioned, a handful of set pieces given as well. The teams kind of clattering into one another early.
Both are trying to establish their dominance, and this is what you like to see. Early on, and you have 2 top 10 teams. You want to see this aggressiveness and teams willing to battle it out.
Alves will win that back, and they'll play it back to Ali Simla. This is an area that Marshall really likes to. They like to build off the back, build out of the back, as they say.
And you can see there that's a little bit different. And now, finally, Marshall kind of gets back to their DNA here, and Simla is a key part of building their attack. And this is going to be interesting to see if Marshall can kind of, dictate the pace now and slow things down like they like to.
Joseph has it near side, now back to Masiunas. Those two have been a part of this Marshall squad for quite some time. Such a great relationship. They talked about it in the offseason about how they understand they've got to take more of a leadership role with this team than they have in years past, as Duggan will give chase for Marshall. A long Long pass stretched ahead. Marshall, an onside play, looking for something early, crashing near side, and it's Joseph who just sends it wayward of the bar. A goal kick given, but a great opportunity early, Kyle, for Marshall.
It looks like they're going to call offside there.
The flag does come up.
But yeah, great ball, and that's exactly what we were talking about, right? Someone like Joseph there, just the ability to get in behind the back line, a great ball there. And these are the chances that, again, although it was offsides, these are the chances that they have to be able to finish if they want to go ahead and win this match.
Now a chance here perhaps for Pitt, an advantageous interception, and it's skied out and away. Throw in will be given. Gilman will toss this in from the near side. Jackson Gilman, the freshman from Schwenksville, PA. So much experience littered through this Pitt lineup. It's almost shocking to see a freshman in there for Pittsburgh.
And from Pennsylvania, not an international country.
Players will come forward as that's cleared out. Another corner kick won here by Pitt.
Looks like potentially another short corner here. This is the second time that they've had it, and guy goes short. So it'll be interesting here if they try that again.
Thundering Herd with the only shot of this contest so far. Pitt, though, with two corners. A high arching in swinging corner headed back into play. Walty tried to take that off the volley. Matthew Bell able to use the body to push him away. This is where Pitt is very dangerous. They like to use those stretch balls in to loosen up the defense. That ball played through.
Especially in those wide areas, too.
Exactly. They were trying to find Michael Sullivan on that. Sullivan, the sophomore from Pennsylvania.
See, high press there by Pitt, so not allowing us to build out.
Play to Bell. Bell in a foot race here. Galena, he and Galena going at it. Bell wins it. Now Bell crashing in. Wanted to play it back through the middle, and instead Joseph on the corner of the box will volley that wide, significantly wide. It is motion for a corner kick, so Thundering Herd players will come forward for this corner.
You know, if you look at seasons past, you know, Marshall puts a huge emphasis on set pieces, specifically corner kicks. They take a lot of time, you know, in training. So it'll be interesting to see if they can be successful here on their set pieces.
Back to Almash. Almash, a transfer. Came to Marshall from Albany, and now Panthers able to clear the lines here. Defender goes to ground.
Fala, Gustavo. Mudaram, eles saíram da conferência que eles jogavam, agora estão jogando a Sun Belt Conference. Lembrando que isso é para todos os esportes, então não necessariamente foi pelo futebol que mudou, mas a faculdade como um todo mudou. Só destacar, domínio absurdo que o Rodrigo deu aqui embaixo, qualidade técnica absurda. E para quem acompanhava os jogos da Marshall no ano passado e na conferência no ano que eles foram campeões, sabem que eles usam muito essa jogada de linha de fundo de um lado e o ponta fechando, tanto que o Jamie Roberts fez um monte de gol assim nos Nationals e o Milo Joseph quase fez alguns minutos antes. Então, partida muito aberta, enfim, vamos continuar vendo. E aí já eu trago o nome dos brasileiros que estão jogando, de onde vieram e tudo mais.
And they've played in big games just like this, especially overseas too.
Intercepted there through the middle by Marshall. Thundering Herd, we mentioned it in the open, coming off the 1-0 loss that was called 6 minutes early due to lightning against Butler on Tuesday night. That's the first time they've been kept out of goal in a loss since all the way back in 2020 when they lost to West Virginia on the road, 1-0. Marshall now here trying to counterattack. Played through to Bell. Flanked by three blue shirts, crossed in, and it bangs in off the near post. The freshman Matthew Bell sends the home supporters to their feet. Marshall, an early strike, 1-0.
Great goal. I mean, you can see, you can hear the crowd. Everyone's excited on that one. Matthew Bell, I mean, just brilliant on the ball there. Just getting in behind the back line, dances around with it, and great finish there. You could almost sense that was coming. I mean, this was the third or fourth time that Matthew Bell has just gotten in behind that back line.
Bell, his second goal of the season comes at the 14th minute. A lot to celebrate about if you're Marshall. They welcome a challenge like this. Chris Grassi has said that time and time again. Jay Vidovich also reiterated that in our conversation with him as well. Both these teams really want matches like this. It's that good-on-good competition, the crucible of competition, as they say.
Yeah, and what's going to be interesting to see is how does Pitt respond to this? This is what Pitt has did to WVU earlier in the week. So, are they going to be able to kind of slow the pace down and get back on the ball?
Just the second goal allowed this season by Pitt. As that's headed out there by Dugan, it will give a corner kick to the Panthers.
And then on the flip side, Marshall, this is where you really have to stay focused. You can get
1-0 Marshall, jogadaça do atacante ali. Falaram até que ele era freshman, depois vou pegar certinho de onde ele é. Jogada de linha de fundo, ponta, rápido, né? Já driblou e chutou rápido no contrapé do goleiro. Golaço. Então 1-0 Marshall e é o que os narradores estão falando. Vamos ver como que Pitt vai responder, porque no último jogo dela contra o West Virginia ela não foi muito ameaçada. Então começar atrás no placar, vamos ver se eles vão conseguir controlar o cruzamento ali. E é isso. Vamos ver e já eu trago todos os brasileiros pra gente comentar um pouco mais sobre isso. Tem brasileiros dos dois lados, brasileiros titulares dos dois lados, e tem brasileiro que pode entrar ainda. Já eu trago toda a lista.
Walty goes down. Panthers maintain the possession. Tried to thread that ball in. Instead, it finds its way to the boots of Ali Simla on the other side.
And that's where your Pitt, I think it's still just so early in the match. Just, possess that ball. There's no reason to go ahead and play direct there.
Hoops Family Field for Marshall, this Veterans Memorial Soccer Stadium. As they flick that ahead, it's an offside play. Vega got a little greedy there for the herd. But Hoops Family Field has been such a fortress for Marshall, especially since head coach Chris Grassi arrived in Huntington, West Virginia. Since 2019, they've only dropped one fixture, September 17th, a loss against UTRGV, and now a chance here for Pitt, dealt with by Masi Yunus. A heads-up clearance there for Marshall's fifth-year senior. Samko with it, a little give and go. We'll find it back to Gilman. Gilman wants the angle to cross. Hounded there defensively by Yosef. Marshall will win that back. He and Vega forcing him into a turnover. This is a Pitt team, 12 returners from a season ago, an NCAA quarterfinal squad.
And again, you see this high press here. This is going to definitely dictate the type of balls that you have to play out of the back. But once again, Marshall just breaks it.
Masi Yunus with it. Will double back and opts to play it back to Bamford. But mention those 12 returners for Pitt. 26 combined goals, 28 combined assists returned from last year. Hard pressed to keep them off the scoring line. And now a chance here, a counterattack after an interception. Panthers trying to peg one back here on the road. Walty ahead through the middle. Now Walty surveys, able to find it ahead, finds Almeida. Almeida wanted the call, and they have words now with Brandon Marion.
That was a good entry ball there. Marshall keeping the lines pretty compact there. You can see assistant coach for Marshall, Josh Faga, really trying to talk to that back line and keeping things tight. But good little entry ball, good little turn there. But Fernandez probably a little bit tighter there to not let that happen.
Ball threaded back through. Marshall again a chance, and just at the last moment, that flag does come up. Vega again caught sneaking ahead, and in fact, I believe that was Vega after the fact. In fact, it was Adam Almash. Second time Marshall's been caught offside as Alves will guide it back to Simla. One thing we haven't seen from Ali Simla early for Marshall, it's been noted how high of a line he plays. That sweeper keeper type of keeper Ali Simla is. He has pretty much stayed parked back in goal for this start of this match.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to adjust, right? I mean, obviously, Pitt, definitely part of their scouting report is going to be, eliminating that. So, you have to adjust. And I like the direct style of play that's created some opportunities.
Almeida wants to play his teammate through, and Noel to his left side. Masiunas will slide that away. It will be another corner kick here for Pitt. A 5-1 advantage in corners for the Panthers early.
And again, these are things in big games. They can be difference makers. So, Marshall just has to stay focused. And, really, unfortunately, Pitt just hasn't been able to create any quality opportunities off these corner kicks. But again, always putting that player short there.
Almeida sends it in. Out swinging corner kick headed away by Duggan. Walty with it. Jackson Walty wearing the captain's armband. Just one shot so far for the Panthers in this. Flag comes up, crosses the end line, goal kick given to Marshall and Oliver Simla. The Thundering Herd a 1-3-3 mark over the last handful of seasons against top 5 clubs. That lone win came against Indiana in the 2020 national title game. Did have a draw against then the nation's #1 team in Clemson at the time from the ACC. Herd would win that on penalty kicks. All time against top 5 teams, Marshall 1-9-3, a -20 goal differential. Already, though, on the right side of the score line. And a careless turnover in the midfield. Intercepted there by Gilman. Give and go back to Almeida. Good defensive run there from Vinicius Fernandez, able to win it back for Marshall. That's the one area from that West Virginia Pitt match that Jay Vidovich and his coaching staff have wanted to clean up. Sometimes against the Mountaineers on Tuesday night, just a handful of maybe sloppy passes, balls that didn't have enough weight on them, left them in easy areas to intercept, and we see it there.
Yeah. A good recovery there by Marshall, especially in transition, just to get back and slow the play down. And again, now, Pitt stepping up here, keeping a pretty high line again, trying to keep things compact. Again, this is where I think Marshall's, had some success early with stretching some of these balls. I mean, you can see, three guys on the back line, another direct ball in, and I think it's been successful for Marshall. You want those players running at that back line.
Masiunas on the feed from Yosef. Panthers able to read that and clear the lines. It does give a throw in, I should say, to Marshall on that far side, which they quickly take. Thundering Herd have been the aggressors early in this one, Kyle.
That goal gave them some confidence. And this is, you look at, past games and even last season, this is what Marshall wants to do. They want to be able to dictate the pace.
Intercepted in the midfield again. That time it was Walty. Now Walty gets it back from Almeida. Walty tries the ground cross, intercepted. Bamford able to cut that out, just stuck that left boot in there. Yosef will send it forward. It's Almash, the Albany transfer. Adam Almash, 15 appearances, led Albany in goals back in 2020. Cuts it to the inside, the overlap. Bell back over, and a great stop, lunging the opposite way by Joe van der Sar, the senior from the Netherlands.
Great little combination there, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Just how rapid those three guys are up front. They're going to create opportunities. But again, just another transition moment. Both sides have had opportunities in transition to attack forward.
Panthers will swing it to this near side, changing the angle of the attack. Gilman will survey. Well, they'll go back to the far side. We're looking for Jackson.
He's been kind of quiet.
Hadn't called his name much early on. Normally that's he and Noel, the highest scoring duo, as we mentioned, in the ACC across the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, if you're Pitt, you definitely want to get those guys a little bit more involved. And, quite frankly, they just haven't been able to really attack in those wide channels. They've been able to get the ball there, but Marshall's done a great job to, kind of compress that space. Here we go again.
Walty will cross it over to Jackson. Able to find McIntyre, and that is out, they say. It will be a corner kick given. Cross comes in, drops right at the head of Gilman, who was on the doorstep. Couldn't get enough on it, and Simla is right there.
That was one of the better services that they've had out of all those corner kicks.
Stretch pass ahead, able to find Fernandez. Almash back ahead, finds Matthew Bell. Bell, 1v keeper, and Matthew Bell completes the brace. The freshman. What a way to storm on the scene for Matthew Bell, the native of Kingston, Jamaica.
Well, again, we're talking about, a little bit more direct style of play. And, if you go back to that, that starts with the build out off the goal kick. And, Pitt's keeping a high line. Marshall's not able to build out. That direct ball goes in. I mean, there's 2 passes and they're in behind the Pitt line. And again, the speed of Matthew Bell is going to produce, if they don't do something about it. So it's going to be interesting to see if Coach Vidovich makes some changes here to kind of drop back in and deny some of those balls.
We saw it on the replay as well, Kyle. It almost looked as though they just assumed Bell was offside. You see van der Sar go up immediately looking for the flag, won't get it.
2-0 Marshall, de novo esse Bell, o freshman, ele até falou agora, atleta da Jamaica, o que eles estão mencionando, Marshall que normalmente trabalhava a bola, ele está sendo mais vertical, mais direto e está dando certo, então não tem por que abrir mão disso. E falaram alguma coisa de impedimento, mas no replay não deu para ver, não sei se tava ou não. Vamos ver se eles mostram um replay da câmera normal de jogo que daria para ver. Mas enfim, 2-0 Marshall, vamos ver se a Pitt vai ter perna para correr atrás. Eles falaram também uma estatística que desde que o Chris Grass chegou na Marshall, ele só perdeu um jogo em casa, que foi em 2019, se eu não me engano. Então é uma faculdade que com o Chris principalmente tá jogando muito bem em casa. Lembrando que na comissão técnica da Marshall também tem um brasileiro, coach Rafa Simões, já fez live aqui com a gente, é nosso parceiro. Enfim, mandar um abraço pro Rafa que tá na comissão, deve estar por ali falando com os atletas. Quando ele aparecer, eu mostro ele por aqui.
I think that direct style of play, they really haven't, taken a lot of time to build out, and you look at.
Aí, só porque eu falei, ele acabou de passar. Foi esse de boné que andou, não esse, o que tava na direção da câmera.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, and I think they need to keep going at him until Pitt makes a change.
Matthew Bell, the freshman, has been the biggest story so far of this match. 2 goals against the nation's number 2 team. It's Bamford up to his feet, able to walk off under his own power.
Vamos aproveitar essa parada técnica ali, tá por volta de 25 minutos, para confirmar justamente isso. Então, brasileiros na marcha, jogando, tem o Gabriel Alves, número 16, lateral esquerdo, o Vini Fernandes, número 10, meio campo, também brasileiro, e o Guga Veiga, número 6, volante. Que isso, espera aí que entrou um áudio aqui na... Enfim, Guga, número 6, também brasileiro, e no banco tem o João. Na equipe de Pitt tem o Rodrigo Almeida, número 11, atualmente é o atleta do college inteiro, número 44 do país, saiu o ranqueamento dos 100 melhores atletas do college, e o Rodrigo está na posição 44, isso é excelente. Tem o Henrique Galina, camisa 16, transferência da University of South Florida, jogou na University of South Florida e transferiu agora para Pitt. E o Lucas Rosa também transferência, jogava em uma outra D1, transferiu para Pitt, ficou a temporada passada machucado e agora está jogando na Pitt, volante, camisa 6. A gente até mostrou o vídeo de melhores momentos com o Tauan na live que a gente fez. Então tem 3 brasileiros de cada lado. Na Pitt também não está jogando, não sei se está machucado ou se foi opção do treinador, porque ele costuma ser titular. Também tem o Guilherme, o camisa 7, mas não está jogando agora. Então é isso, 3 brasileiros de cada lado jogando, um no banco de cada lado como opção, o João e o Guilherme, e um brasileiro na comissão técnica, coach Rafa Simões, irmão do Deco Simões, youtuber, influenciador aí do futebol, o pessoal gosta de acompanhar ele, jogou campeonato com banheiristas, enfim, mandar um abraço pro Deco, irmão do Rafa, que é assistant coach da Marshall. Opa, bem lembrado, Gleice. O Rafa tinha me falado disso, porque eu não conheço o Ian, nunca conversei com ele. Mas ele me falou, o Ian, que era goleiro da Charleston, né, que trabalhou com o Chris Grass, também está na comissão agora da Marshall como treinador de goleiros. Ele está fazendo Graduate Assistant, então ele continua estudando, fazendo o mestrado dele, o Graduate, enquanto é treinador de goleiro. É o Ian, ela não botou sobrenome, mas acredito que seja Ian Martins, se eu não me engano.
Whistle comes in from Brandon Marion to stop play again. Yosef having some words there, little extracurriculars between he and Valentin Noel.
That's probably a little bit of frustration from the Pitt side as well. What was that about?
Referee Brandon Marion looking directly up to the press box and
esse ranking é da Top Drawer Soccer. Para quem acompanhou a live de ontem, eu falei, é um portal especializado no futebol e no futebol universitário, como se fosse placar, lance, enfim. Vou pegar o link e vou soltar aqui nos comentários. Aí, Alexandre falou, Guga que é do Rio, São Paulo, não sei se tem família em São Paulo também, mas acho que o Vinícius é de São Paulo, se eu não me engano. E a Marise falou que tem o Kenzo da Marshall, tem também o Kenzo, se eu não me engano, jogava no Santos aqui, eu também não conheço ele pessoalmente, mas ele chegou essa temporada na Marshall, se eu não me engano, se estiver errado pode falar aí também. Então, 2 brasileiros da Marshall como opção e um da Pitt e o Guilherme e o Ian na comissão técnica. Agora acho que eu não estou esquecendo ninguém.
Gilman with it. Intercepted by Josef and now settled back on by Fernandez as a smart move on the ball, able to guide that off the boots of the crashing in defender. It will be a throw in for Colin Masiunas in the herd. Thundering Herd coming into this match, outscoring teams 59-16 since 2019 here at Veterans Memorial Soccer Park. That includes wins over 3 ranked teams right now in the driver's seat looking for their 4th. Guided back to Joe Vandersar. Great pedigree in net, really for both these teams, but especially for Pitt. Vandersar, the son of Edwin Vandersar, a former 4-time Premier League champion. Now an executive with Ajax, and of course Vandersar himself played for Ajax Youth, led that squad to the UEFA Youth League prior to coming to Pitt.
A lot of talent in that blood.
Nine different countries represented out here tonight. We talked about it on the way over here to the facilities, Kyle. You look at both these rosters, so much international talent, and it really does.
Boa, bem lembrado também, mas eu acho que o Breno, não sei se é elegibilidade ou tá machucado, mas ele não tá relacionado para essa partida. Não sei se ele ainda não tá jogando, acho que ele ainda não estreou, mas ele acabou de chegar na Pitt, né? Zagueiro, jogava na base no estado de São Paulo, se eu não me engano, mas acho que ele não tá como opção nessa partida. Não sei exatamente o motivo.
Brandon Marion points to Vandersar, and that will be a goal kick for Pitt's senior keeper. Prior to this match, the Pitt Panthers outscoring teams 5-1. It's the second consecutive season they've started with a +4 or better goal differential. Panthers the favorites from the ACC Coastal Division, projected to finish 2nd overall in the league. As Duggan will fire that off the volley. Marshall looking to move forward and ahead, and instead it's Pitt with the interception. Now Almeida with it. Rodrigo Almeida, an all-ACC second-team selection. Walty back to Almeida. Good movement here for the Panthers, and a great sliding challenge as Duggan goes to ground. Played back to Alves. We played a half hour here at Hoops Family Field and a 2-0 lead for Marshall.
You know, for Pitt, we just saw it there. I'd like to see them attack and be a little bit more aggressive like they just were. Especially being 2-0 down this early. Got to go for it. Got to be a little bit more aggressive, almost like what Marshall's trying to do here and get numbers in behind the back line.
There's that high line from Ali Simla that people have come to know from the graduate senior keeper. We'll play it forward to Duggan. Now Fernandez with it. Marshall trying to break out here from the back, and good numbers going forward so far for the Herd. Alves, the outside back, nice crossover, wants to send the cross in, steps back one too many times inside the 18, and it's taken away by the Panthers.
He's not going to get that call.
A solid job defensively there by Pitt, able to recover after Marshall had progressed nicely forward.
Yeah, and at the time they had a 4v4. I mean, they had numbers in the box there. If Alves maybe plays that ball a bit sooner, maybe they have a chance there. Maybe the cutback is not needed.
Noel couldn't settle on that. It makes its way back to Ali Simla, who sends it forward. A dangerous pass there from Fernandez. Nonetheless, Marshall's still on it as Simla opts to just pick it up and end the chance for the Panthers. The shot count has been frozen for quite some time. Still 5-2 in favor of Marshall. After that quick offensive explosion for the Herd, it's kind of quieted down for both sides.
Yeah, and I think that's going to lend favor to Marshall. Just, again, the style of play that they have and that they want, to put against, all teams, not just here tonight. When they get to sit in and they get to dictate the pace, that they have the players to do it and the understanding to do it. So, again, I would just still like to see Pitt, be a little bit more aggressive in the attack. See if they can get them a little bit deeper.
Simla will send it to the near side. Now Masiunas with it. Back to Fernandez.
Credit to Simla, his distribution. He's had to play some longer balls out of the back there, and he's done very well with that.
I remember at one point last year when I talked to Marshall's head coach Chris Grassi, he said that he felt like Oliver Simla may be the best distribution keeper he'd ever coached. That's saying something if you look at Grassi's resume and the players he's coached.
He can do some things with the balls at his feet that some other D1 athletes wish they could. Great distribution.
Samko, the native of Texas, will sub on out as Rosa throws it in. Lucas Rosa, 1 goal, 1 assist this year. Transfer from St. Francis, PA.
Again, another key guy that's been quiet tonight, Jake.
Several of the heavy hitters, I should say, if you want to dub them as that, have all been quiet for Pitt. And these are great players that have done some phenomenal things both throughout their career and to start this year. We talked about the duo of Noel and Jackson. 4 goals and 2 assists combined between the two already.
Marshall's done a good job to keep him quiet.
Nice ball played back to Almeida. Tries to turn on it as Vega muscles him away. No whistle comes in from Brandon Marion. Panthers still with it, and Masiunas at the last minute able to clear it away.
No, I know Pitt got through there, but again, you just see that Marshall's done a good job to get numbers around the ball. Very rarely is it 1v1 opportunities. Good job there by Masiunas.
Another corner kick, I should say, as the count rises. Now 6-1 for the Panthers. You have to think, Kyle, at some point, you keep giving these set pieces. They're going to break one through as this whipped in with pace to the outside. Simla able to just bat it across the bar. And again,
there you have it.
Very, very close are the Panthers. Oliver Simla, a 3rd team All-Southeast region by the United Soccer coaches last year. Sort of a heads-up play there to just bat that over. You never know. It takes an odd carom off the bar and plays back in. Almeida played 64 minutes against West Virginia, whips that one in. Again, Marshall no choice but to clear it out. This time it's Alves on the near side. Instead of a corner, it wins a throw for the Panthers.
More dangerous ball there. sent in centrally.
Gilman will play it back to Walty. Panthers will reset as they swing it back to the top. The transfer from South Florida, Enrique Galino with it.
You gotta love the enthusiasm from Marshall's coaching staff. Chris Grassi, he hasn't sat down, and Josh Faga. I think we should put a jersey on him as much as he's been up and down the sidelines. But you love to see it, right? And we talked about just how big of a game this is and the energy, and having coaches that are involved and willing to help and communicate definitely influence it in a positive manner.
Headed back forward. Marshall, the last couple of minutes, has struggled to clear the lines here. Panthers really starting to turn the screws offensively. Guided back to Walty as a Thundering Herd player went to ground. Panthers will set it up again for Walty. Gilman. And we'll swing it back to Galeana. Jope sticks the foot in and was just behind, and that's going to result in a free kick almost 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, tough foul there, but again, numbers around the ball. Credit to Marshall there. Very quick to put him under pressure. This is what I'm talking about. You gotta, if you're Pitt here, move the ball a little bit quicker. Try to create some opportunities.
Jackason with it. Intercepted by Jope. And now Ibrahima Jope looking for numbers forward. Galeana just clattering into the man. And in fact, no, that's Josh Lucchini, the Lehigh transfer, who just runs into Vega, and Vega is still down.
Got to think if Ryan Holmes may be coming into substitution for him. Local boy and Ryan Holmes too. It's great to see.
And a team littered with so much international talent, able to pluck one from here in the area as this stoppage continues to check on Guga Viega. Kyle, you're a former soccer player yourself. I have to ask you, I've seen a couple guys out here running around with the cut-up socks on the back. What's up with the trends that they change so much with these guys?
Jake, I don't understand this one. I'll tell you, back when I played, we didn't do anything like that. And a lot of them, now I see the cut-up stuff, but a lot of them don't eat. They cut the bottom of the socks now. Guess it's just preference, and obviously the shoes or cleats, boots, however, whatever word that you use. I mean, all those have just changed just so much. And
I had to do a double take earlier. We showed a camera shot of somebody walking from behind, and I was like, can I see his calves? I don't think you're supposed to be able to see those with socks.
New fashion statement.
Whatever works for you, right?
That's right.
Good to see Gustavo Viega up on his feet and will walk off under his own power.
And this is going to be interesting to see. He's played a pretty good first half here. Again, Ryan Holmes is true freshman. This is a big environment. This is a tough environment to come into, especially with Pitt, trying to go for one. It's going to be interesting to see if he can kind of give the same, enthusiasm and gameplay that Vega has.
A long ball sent forward, and that is where Van der Sar will meet it to sky that high into the air. We close in on the intermission mark here at Hoops Family Field. Still a 2-0 lead for Marshall, but Panthers trying to find something here before the halftime break. Up ahead, they find Noel on the near side. Could be something here for Pitt. Noel. Back to the top, curled in by Jackason on the near side and headed high into the air, which is where Ali Simla grabs that. Again, you see numbers to the ball for Marshall. That was probably as good of a chance as the Panthers have had to score.
And those are the two guys, if you're Pitt, that's who you want on the ball. And again, not scoring, but creating a good chance.
Jope goes down, tried to thread the ball over to Yosef, and now ahead. Noel wanted to slip it. A little too much weight behind that feed from Galeana. Masiunas tosses it in. Jope and Galeana going at it. Jope will win that as played ahead. Finding Almash, the shot sent straight forward on Vandersar, and he makes the stop. Second save of this match for Joe Vandersar. That was actually a shot sent in by Joao Souza. Already a goal to his credit this season. Gilman quickly tosses it in, finds Almeida, now near side over to Noel. Back to Almeida. It'll be a throw in given to the Herd.
Yeah, what's going to be interesting is, obviously Pitt is going to have to make some changes at halftime. It's going to be interesting to see how they come out. And then on the other side, Marshall, does someone like a Matthew Bell come back in where you can, stretch the field again and, look to create a little bit more pressure. And you've kind of, don't see that as much now with the substitutes that came in, two different players in Jope and Joao, and that's kind of killed a little bit of Marshall's momentum. They've been strong defensively, but not really creating those opportunities to stretch the field like they did before.
Panthers have not trailed at the break all season long. Currently down 2-0 here on the road in Huntington, West Virginia. A 5-3 advantage in shots for Marshall. It reflects on the scoreboard. Ahead to Noel, now back to Gilman.
Pitt looking to make those runs, but they're just still not playing that ball.
Played ahead to the alley and ahead to Walty. Now Gilman again, no space to move with it. Wanted to play it back to Galeana and does. Walty, no place to go ahead with it either. Trying to stretch that forward. Ali Simla is there to end the chance. The 2 goals given up by Pitt here on the road. The most they've given up in a match away from Ambrose Urbanic, dating all the way back to October 22nd of last season. Herd just trying to bleed clock as we head to the halftime mark, closing in on it. Alves is there, far side. Nifty move by Gabriel Alves to swing past the defender.
It's a little Brazilian flair for you.
Colin Masiunas for Marshall. Grown so accustomed to seeing him at that center back role, has had to shift to the outside. We mentioned the graduation of Jan-Erik Leinhos, who's now with Lou City of the USL. Now Duggan with it. A nifty chip forward. Oh, a beautiful back heel. A foot race for Ibrahima Jope, and he will win that for a moment before running out of real estate. It will be a throw in. Played back to Josef as clock continues to run deep in this first half. Hugging the near side is Vandersar. Can't believe Josef even got a shot off from that angle. And off the volley, Marshall nearly struck it, just skied it over the bar. A dominating first half for the Thundering Herd. Doubling up Pitt in shots 6-3 and doubling them up on the scoreline 2-0. We head to break here on ESPN Plus. A brace for the freshman Matthew Bell is the difference so far. Look at that last shot. Milo Josef, tight angle from the near side, just got that off. We head to break on ESPN Plus. A 2-0 lead for Marshall at the half. We'll be back for the halftime report.
Quase que a Marshall fecha ainda 3-0 no primeiro tempo. Eu vou deixar rodando no intervalo, vou só tirar o áudio para não dar problema com os direitos. E aí, começando o segundo tempo, a gente volta aí.
Okay, this is a freezer, not a time capsule.
It's skincare. Confidence in a cream.
The #1 anti-aging moisturizer.
Just got supercharged.
With niacinamide.
Sponsors Marshall Health. Marshall Health is taking care of the hurt and taking care of you. With physicians caring for our Sunday hurt student athletes and hurt fans of all ages. Marshall Athletic would like to thank Marshall Health for its loyal support of the Marshall Sunday herd. Marshall Health, we are more.
Fala pessoal, o Alexandre comentou que tá sem som, mas tá sem som a transmissão mesmo, tanto que tive até que aumentar aqui no fone, tá só com o áudio ambiente lá, dá pra ouvir o pessoal gritando, mas bem baixo. O áudio da transmissão não voltou no intervalo, não sei porquê, não sei se eles estão lá falando com o áudio desligado e alguém vai avisar em algum momento, mas vamos ver, por enquanto é a própria transmissão que tá assim mesmo, não é problema nosso não.
Admiral Row.
Já que tá sem comentarista, vamos ver o que vocês acham dessa jogada. De primeiro eu tinha achado que era pênalti na câmera de longe. Já mais de perto ali, não sei. Não sei se bateu nele ou se ele botou pra frente e caiu. Enfim, o juiz não deu, segue 2-0. E bom a Marshall sair um pouco mais pro jogo, porque tava deixando a Pitt apertar eles e tava ficando perigoso. Saiu 2 jogadas, um quase gol e agora se suspeita de pênalti, vai até ter que substituir o cara. Não sei se ele botou pra frente, puxou a perna, enfim, não sei.
Subbed in for Pitt, number 17, Lewis Van Powell. Subbed in for Marshall, number 9, Igor Gimenez. Coming in for Marshall, number 44, Alex Ajay. Coming in from Marshall, number 8, Taiwo Kiyoshi, and number 17, Matthew Bell. Jump out from Pitt, number 19, Josh Lucchini. goal for Pittsburgh. Scoring goal for Pitt was number 8, Valentine Joel.
Continuamos sem os comentários, mas só para frisar que a assistência do gol foi do Rodrigo, gol do Valentim Noel, número 8 também. Sempre está entre os melhores atletas do college. Não estava fazendo uma partida muito boa o Valentim, mas é muito bom. Atacante francês, camisa 8. Faltando agora 17 minutos para acabar o jogo. Vamos ver se Pitt vai fazer uma pressão final. Ou se Marshall vai conseguir sair num contra-ataque e matar o jogo, enfim. Jogo mais aberto agora e Pitt jogando totalmente no campo de ataque. Vamos ver se a Marshall vai conseguir segurar.
Coming in from Marshall, number 7, Milo Joseph. Number 10, David Fernandez. And number 11, Carl Sosa. Number 10, number 7, Gilarmi Mendoza.
Nearing the 80th minute here at Hoops Family Field. It's a 2-1 lead for Marshall. Well, you mentioned it earlier, Kyle. We need to buckle up because the last 10 minutes or so of this match are assuredly going to be one for this home crowd.
Yeah, and you're going to see a lot of this game just breaking out into transition moments, and you know, it's really just can Marshall recover back in and get numbers behind the ball.
Panthers on the prowl now, closing in on that attacking third. Rosa thought about the shot, now doubles back, sends one straight away towards Simla, who will glove that down and finally dive on it. Much to the delight of this near capacity crowd in Huntington, West Virginia. They have been loud, they have been raucous, they've been on their feet for most of the night. And to be fair to them, Kyle, they've had a lot to cheer about.
You know, they have. Marshall has done well, and just another foul there. It's just not what you need here, Marshall. You don't want to give any chances like this to Pitt.
Fouls starting to pile up, 19 combined between the sides, 11 for the Panthers, 8 for the Thundering Herd. Normally, after conceding a goal, it's the conceding team you see with a lot of energy trying to turn the match back in their favor. But since Pitt has scored that goal to half the deficit, it has been all Panthers in terms of the energy department. Another Marshall player down. This will bring about an opportunity for Luis Samkow to come on in. 10 appearances last year. He's just a sophomore, but you want to talk about a talented guy. Led the MLS Next League in goals with 28 back in 2020.
Yeah, he's going to see if he can try and get one here in the final 10 minutes.
Thundering Herd will also roll through the changes. Colin Masiunas trots back onto the pitch. The ACC and the Sun Belt, where these two teams lie, very competitive conferences, Kyle. The ACC regarded as perhaps the top college men's soccer conference in the nation. It all starts with the defending national champions, Pitt, the preseason favorites. First national title since 1987 this past year.
You know, you could argue, though, I mean, with obviously the recent changes with the Sun Belt, I mean, they're right up there as well.
You always have to look at those new kids on the block. You talk about West Virginia, Marshall, Old Dominion, Kentucky, and South Carolina. The Mountaineers, who Pitt dispatched with relative ease on Tuesday night, projected to win the Sun Belt in the preseason poll. Marshall nipping at their heels there at number 2. Those two teams will meet up later this season. In fact, in just 3 matches from now, Marshall will host West Virginia. Another chapter of the Mountain State Derby will be logged here in Huntington, West Virginia. We mentioned Clemson. Pitt will host Clemson in October, the 7th of October to be exact. Or excuse me, Masiunas, that is, will backpedal. These are a Clemson Tigers squad that returns Isaiah Reed, Osamane Sila, Hamadi Jope also return. Isaiah Reed, the College Cup offensive MVP for Clemson. You have to expect the Tigers, who currently occupying the top spot in the United Soccer Coaches poll, though, a tough out, as they always are.
And again, there's nothing wrong with that direct style of play, especially with the success Matthew Bell had in the first half, and you know, trying to kill this game a little bit. You know, you don't want to sit back too much if you're Marshall, but you know, those balls that stretch the field aren't bad here.
Time ticking down on the Panthers' chances. A little give and go here between two teammates and Feitosa and Jackson. Alves will go down. A goal kick signaled for, and Ali Simla will do the honors.
And again, Marshall is going to take their time here as they should. If Pitt was in the lead, they'd be doing the same thing.
As we look across the nation, a big top 25 battle between Maryland and Denver. Up in College Park, Maryland. Right now it's Denver, the 20th ranked team in the country, up 2-0 in the second half, late in the second half over the Terrapins. Kyle, you had a chance to go up to Maryland and watch the Terrapins play in the exhibition. What do you think about Maryland?
Yeah, not a bad side.
As Yosef tries to cross this in, back toward the top of the box. Bell had it right on the edge, and Pitt will win it back, set to clear the lines.
Yeah, not a bad squad. They had some talented players, but Marshall actually, they played their starters for about 70 minutes that match, and they did, although they lost in the end, they still did well.
A chance here. Mayufo, as that deflects, and Simla will gobble that one up. Another stoppage whistled for. Panthers having continued discussions with the official.
I don't know what's in this water here in Huntington, but sure not helping Marshall in there. And Fernandez down as well.
Must be hard water. Of course, in fair play to the players down there, it's about 10 degrees hotter on this turf surface pitch than it is, and especially up here in the booth where we have the luxury of air conditioning.
Well, and you also got to keep in mind too. I mean, a lot of these guys logged, a lot of minutes earlier this week, and they had the lightning delay and just travel. That's not easy, with recovery and the level in which these guys are playing at. So definitely understand where it's coming from, and you have to also think too. Sometimes in a game like this, you're trying to draw it out and waste a little bit of time and kind of get some momentum back too. As a former player, I remember doing the same stuff.
Like we said earlier, it's all about gamesmanship.
That's right.
Augustin Usim set to check in for Marshall. Fans may remember him, was called up from the second team last year. Marshall fans, I should say. Scored the match winner against UAB in his first ever appearance in Division I college soccer. A look there at Jay Vidovich.
And that was a good goal by him too. It was a ball across, nice volley around the penalty mark.
When we spoke to Jay Vidovich, as we just saw him on screen earlier this week, first thing we asked him was how he's feeling. Missed the West Virginia match and said, hey, starting to feel like a human again. Great to see him on the touchline tonight. That shot sent off very quickly by Valentin Noel, the senior all-region pick by the United Soccer Coaches Association last year. Was seeking the equalizer, just couldn't strike it well enough to beat Ali Simla.
And it looks like they've dropped Fernandez in that holding role with Holmes there. So interesting to see how the last 6 minutes is going to play out. Fernandez is more of an attacking player. He doesn't normally sit in the sixth there.
Time continuing to tick off this clock for Marshall. Trying to hand the second-ranked Panthers their first loss of 2022. A yellow card has been shown. Brandon Marion gestures vaguely in the direction of Milo Yosef. 83rd minute yellow. Bell with it, wants to weave through a crowd. Cleared out by Pitt. Corner kick one. Again, the Herd can continue to take the air out of this ball as Houston will come on in.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they honestly just play a short corner here and try and draw it out.
The Pitt Panthers just 2-4-2 away from Ambrose Urbanic Field last year. Conceded 10 goals, scored just 8. And the road woes continuing in their road opener of 2022. A chance, though, now for a counterattack. Good sliding challenge there by the defender. Just disrupted that. Went to ground well at the right time.
Yeah, just breaking up that transition play. Like to see Pitt play a little bit more direct there.
Marshall have never beat Pitt. They've played to 2 draws and lost the other 2 in 4 prior meetings. This is the first time these sides have locked up since 2005. Pitt won a thriller 5-4 here.
Yep, corner kick.
It was all corners for Pitt in that first half. 9 first half corners, just 2 here in this second half. This will be Marshall's 4th corner of the match for the Thundering Herd, who lead Division I in corners per match average.
Well, remember what we were saying before. I mean, with all those corner kicks and not capitalizing on them, and obviously here, you know, going to kind of hurt you here in the final 4 minutes.
A season ago, Marshall was the nation's 23rd highest scoring offense, averaged just over 2 goals per match. As again, Yosef, the short corner, dumps it into an empty area. Marshall with the interception. That will be a Pitt throw from the far side. Panthers must move quickly with it now.
Yeah, and they got to get numbers forward. I mean, you only got three guys forward here.
And a whole lot of blue clustered in the back. Feitosa with the interception to win it back for Pitt. Miscommunication. Feitosa was looking for Rosa. And instead, he finds the touchline. It'll be a Marshall throw. Poked back to Rosa. Now slow roll through the middle to Valentin Noel.
Advantage there.
Advantage played indeed by Brandon Marion. A chance perhaps here for Pitt. Looking to pull level late in this match. Noel with it. Marked well by the Marshall defender. Noel battling for it and pointed toward goal. Another goal kick won by the Thundering Herd. Able to stymie Valentin Noel in his path toward goal.
Yeah, that's great 1v1 defending by Bamford there. I mean, just super strong, super patient, didn't dive in, and then obviously just his strength on the ball there, and not only there, just to win a goal kick too. So
another yellow shown by Brandon Marion. Again, not sure who that is on. Kind of just gestured vaguely in the area of several players. I think the intent was to show Valentin Noel yellow.
Everybody wants to get in the book here tonight.
In fact, that yellow actually shown to Marshall's Joao Souza is what the official ruling is. Interception there at the midfield stripe for the Panthers. You can tell a change in the playing style for Pittsburgh here in the latter stages of this match. Alves goes to ground, can't win it back for the Herd as it's over the head of Seydu and Yosef looking for Jaki-san.
Some more fresh legs there from Marshall. Kenzo Brito. Especially too, I mean, it's important to, guys that are sitting on yellows, final 2 minutes here, you don't want to get another yellow card, potentially, make it a red here and go down.
We talked in the open, it just takes an inch there for this Pitt attack, and you're right, Kyle, you don't want to go down a man, potentially arm them with another opportunity to peg level.
But again, still just have to get numbers forward here from Pitt.
Down goes the man, free kick given, Panthers will have it, and immediately that whistle came in for Brandon Mary.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think if you're Pitt here, you might as well take your time, and this is probably going to be your best chance and your last chance of the match here to tie this thing up.
It was Mohamed Abdelnadi, the transfer from Notre Dame, that run, able to win the free kick. Well, within striking distance, Seydu will head it away. It's live inside the box, a cluster of green and white around it, and it's clear. Short clearance, possession lives here for the Panthers. Ball whipped in with pace, just wide of goal. Ali Simla lunged for it, got a piece of it. It wins a corner for Pitt.
Phenomenal ball. And this is where you really just can't lose focus here. Another set piece here for Pitt.
Panthers with their 12th corner of the match. Ball whipped in with pace, headed away by Seydu. Another chance for the Panthers. Abdelnadi, his shot blocked.
What a tackle.
Another shot blocked away for Pitt. Must quickly take the throw, a half minute until full time.
Phenomenal play by Yosef there, just showing his leadership, putting his body on the line there. Well done.
What a momentous evening for this Marshall men's soccer team. The highest ranked club they've hosted at Veterans Memorial Soccer Park, and the countdown is on. The number 2 team in the land falters on the road. An upset of massive proportions for Marshall. Scenes of jubilant celebration and a full-time result achieved in Huntington. A wire-to-wire victory for the Thundering Herd over the nation's number 2 ranked team. It's the highest ranked team Marshall have taken down in program history. That man, Matthew Bell, his first career brace. Kyle, what more can you say about the freshman and this team performance for the Herd?
Yeah, I mean, two quality goals there in the first half, but more impressively, I mean, how about that stout defending from Marshall there just to finish out? A lot of guys going down with cramps. We had guys that didn't start the game coming in, and they held strong. And look at Mohamed Seydu. He was another one that just made a great play heading it out. Yosef with 2 block shots, and Semla with the save there on the little header. So hats off to Marshall for staying stout defensively. And I think going back to it, Pitt just took too long. Took too long to kind of wake up. Did a lot better in the second half, but didn't do enough to get one.
For the second consecutive week, the nation's number 2 team goes down. This time it's Pitt here in West Virginia. Marshall upsets the Panthers 2-1 thanks to 2 goals from freshman Matthew Bell. For our outstanding crew and my partner, Kyle Sniatek in the booth. I'm Jake Griffith saying so long from Hoops Family Field, where your final score 2-1 in favor of Marshall. All games airing live, archive on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. 2-1, the final. Marshall pulls off
Então é
the
isso,
upset.
galera. Pressão
of
final de
number
Pitt,
two
uma
Pitt.
bola ali pegando na rede pelo lado de fora. Mas Marshall segurou bem, conseguiu fazer o que tinha que ser feito e 2-1. E a curiosidade que o cara falou é que a segunda semana seguinte que o número 2 do país perde, porque a Pitt na semana passada tinha ganhado de Georgetown, que era a número 2 na época. Então é isso, fechar que já tá tarde. Boa noite para todo mundo. Valeu, família dos brasileiros que estavam assistindo. Um abraço pro Gustavo, que é atleta nosso, Deco, enfim. Abraço para todo mundo. Boa noite, valeu.